Good evening, and welcome back. It's been a while, hasn't it? As you can see, things have very much changed. But that's not what you're here for, is it? Okay then. Unfortunately, I only have 3 stories to share with you this time round. And these shall be my last stories telling you, as I have run out of stories to tell. But before we get on to telling the tales, there are some things I need to tell you all. This program will contain dark themes, graphic imagery, and flashing lights, as well as flashing colours on certain scenes. If you do not like these, please do not watch this program. It is not recommended for you. So if you do not like these, then please turn off this program and turn your attention to something else. Right, now that that's over, please enjoy Ghost Engines of Sodor. Once there was a railway, and the line had few engines, but they were growing tired and another engine was needed, so the manager had one loaned for another railway. The engine was painted bright silver with a yellow line. He pulled passenger trains during his stay and was very cocky and rude, always boasting to the others about how important he was to the railway, or how superior he was to them in every single way. One day, however, the engine was told to pull a goods train. It was a damp and rainy day, with a thick fog coating the area. He wanted to get the job over with and be back in the nice warm sheds, but he had to wait for a few more trucks that another engine would bring down. But the other engine was running late, and the silver engine moaned and complained about the cold and the late engine. Soon, however, the other engine arrived, and the silver engine started to go at him. "What time do you call this? If this is what you call on time, I'd hate to know what you call late. My deepest apologies. There was some sheep blocking the line, and the farmer had to..." "Huh! That's no excuse, Yellow Tin Can. You should be on time, whatever the weather. Surely your lamp would increase your visibility so you could have made up the time." "Is everything okay, Proteus?" I'm sensing something." "What did you say, Sunlight?" "I'm sensing you'll get into an accident." "You're talking nonsense." "Oh, be quiet. Proteus has saved others because of his senses and visions. Please, Proteus, do continue." "You'll be crossing a bridge in a misty moonlight night, but halfway across, you'll..." I don't have time for this nonsense. That lamp must have fallen off and hit you in the head. Goodbye." And then it scurried away. He didn't show it, but he was deeply affected by Proteus's words, and regretted not staying to hear the end of his warning. That afternoon, the rain had cleared, but the engine was still thinking about the warning and what the rest of it could be. He wasn't concentrating on what he was doing, however, and he bumped into his coaches, derailing him and the first coach. Oh no. The manager was not pleased. "I am most disappointed in you. Not only have you caused an accident delaying our services, but I've also heard from my loyal engines that you've been nothing but rude to them. As a punishment, you should be repainted black and put onto goods work. Hopefully, some quiet work will make you see sense. Good day." The next day, the engine was stripped of his shiny silver paint and repainted into a dull black, as the manager said. His duties were also swapped with another engine, and he had to pull goods trains. Oddly, however, the engine didn't complain once, or even say a single word. The other engines didn't take any notice. They were just happy he wasn't speaking. But one night, the engine was working late at the quarry. He finished up his duties and started to head for home. A heavy mist rolled in, and soon the engine couldn't see, nor could his driver. They didn't know it, but they were crossing an old iron bridge, with the moon in full view. Suddenly, the engine hit a bend in the track and fell. He was never found again. But many workmen will tell you that when the moon is full, you can see the little engine trying to get home, but she never reaches the other side. Long ago, there was a little railway called Sodor. The railway had several engines, but there was still a lot of work, so the manager decided to have another engine of his own. The engine was dark green, with a nameplate that read Smudger. It was a cheerful engine, even a bit cheeky at times. What's going on? Not enough? Wake up, Grandpa. Oh, you impudent scallywag. It was all in good fun. He never had any bad intentions. One night, Smudger was pulling a small goods train and stopped at the station. In the distance, he thought he could see some lights flashing. Hey, driver, what are those lights down there? What do you mean? Those lights down there? Like that? Smudger cut himself off, but the lights had gone. He soon set off again, lost in thought. He told the other engines about it, and they were confused as well. I've worked on this railway for years, but I've never seen any lights. Well, I'm just saying, Tim. William, you're not really part of the railway, you're owned by another company that works on this railway, so just saying, you don't know. What are you youngsters talking about today, Oh, Smudger said he saw some lights last night, in the distance, down the mountain. Duke looked puzzled. Everything okay, Duke? I've been on this railway since I was built, but I've never seen anything like that. You must have been seeing things young. After this, the conversation switched to other matters, but Smudger still kept thinking about the lights. He was still thinking about it when he went to the slate quarry to pick up slate. There, he saw Bertram, the quarry engine. Good evening, Smudger. How might you be? Lost in thought, I suppose. Do you know anything about flickering lights by chance? Bertram suddenly froze, his face pale. Bertram? You okay, pal? Smudger, whatever you do, be on your guard. I've heard tales of engines seeing bright lights and vanishing without a trace, so please, take care. After this abrupt warning, Smudger didn't say anything. He soon left the train into the night. He was making good time, but the train was heavy, and he broke his coupling rods. Smudger was stuck on an old bridge. His crew went for help, leaving him on his own, but not for long. Soon a faint puffing was heard. Oh no, it's another engine! He tried shouting to get the other engine's attention, but no reply came, and Smudger was scared. But then he noticed something. A bright light, approaching towards him. He quickly thought back to Bertram's warning. And then it hit him. Please, don't hurt me. I need no harm. What's going on? What was that? Can it be? It's the ghost! Ah, take me back! Take me back! Please! Long ago on Sodor, there was a small blue tank engine called Victor. He was a cheerful little engine, and usually spent his days oiling trains for the bigger engines. He was friends with another little blue engine called Tavish, who takes goods trains and passenger trains to their destinations. They both enjoyed their work and were always happy at the end of the day. However, that was all about to change. There was an old branch line that had been closed for many years. The rails were rusty and overgrown. The trees were long since dead. The controller at the time wanted to restore the line, and he sent Victor and Tavish to do the work. I don't like this place. It's very spooky and eerie, Victor commented. Oh, come on, Victor, Tavish replied. Sure, the trees may be a bit dead and the rails a tad rusty, but I'm sure there's nothing to be scared of. Victor wasn't convinced. That night, a thick fog rolled in. Tavish had left back to the yards with the cranes as they were needed, leaving Victor all alone with the workmen and his crew. Then, in the far distance, they heard a loud rumble and a crash. Right, okay, we're getting into the work coach. We're gonna find out what's happened. So the workmen hurried into the coach and they set off. Victor was terrified. His mind was racing, thinking what the noise could have been. Was it another engine? A bear? Or a monster? Look out, man! Victor snapped out of his arm to break through all his might. He stopped, just in time. There, ahead of him, was a landslide, blocking the line. Well, that explains the noise. God damn it. Right, we'll go back to the station since we're stuck here. So they did, but there was a problem. The fog had gotten so thick that no one could see where they were. I suggest you find your engine in a shed and we'll stay at the station tonight. The foreman and Victor's crew agreed, and as the workmen set up camp, Victor and his crew set off into the night to find a shed. He eventually found one. It was an old shed with trees surrounding it. The crew left Victor and headed back down the line to the station. Victor was now all alone. Through the fog, he saw shapes and shadows moving around. Then the wind started to pick up. The trees were shaking violently, and then, faintly, there was a low growling sound. Victor's eyes shot left and right, trying to find out the source of the noise. Then he looked back.
That's the monster!
Oh my god. Victor, where are you? Victor! I don't know where you are, but we'll find you, and we'll get you back. Victor was able to be repaired, but he was never quite the same afterwards. He became silent, his eyes narrow, and constantly moving. Tavish tried to speak to him, but all he got was muttering about a monster. He told the other engines, but they all thought it was nonsense. It seems your friend has gone a bit AWOL. Then, one day, Victor vanished, without a trace. The search party was sent out, but he was never found. He was gone, without a trace, and he was never seen again. But some say the monster haunts the branch line. But many people looked around the area, even camped on it on a few occasions, and all have returned with the same answer, that there was no monster. It was like the monster never existed, that it was all imaginary, an apparition, but no one can be sure. The mind is an interesting place. You can make it seem like things are there when they really aren't, but you can never be sure.